Hey everybody, welcome to the 7th Optimism Fractal meeting. I hope that you're all having a wonderful day out there. I'm here with Gudasol and Jason and Nuno and Rosemary and Hadlan and Zaal. We're about to play the Respect game, and I'll give you a quick presentation about what we're doing here at Optimism Fractal and all the exciting things. If anyone wants to say a quick hello, feel free. Otherwise, I'll jump right into the presentation. All right. So you can learn about Optimism Fractal and what we're doing here at optimismfractal.com. We recently refreshed this website, so you can scroll down a little bit and learn about what is Optimism Fractal, a community dedicated to fostering collaboration and awarding public goods creators on optimism. We're growing optimism with communities and events and games and videos and innovative tools, and hopefully you'll join us. It's a great place to meet optimists and network and make friends and collaborate with talented innovators. And grow communities. It's a place where you can earn respect by playing the Respect game and other public goods games in innovative consensus games. And it's also a place where you can promote your work too, since we publish these videos each week, and we're all working to grow optimism. So whether you're new to optimism or you're experienced with it, then well, there's lots here for you. We're also pioneering the OP Fractal stack with lots of exciting tools too. So you can explore the website to learn more. That's a quick overview. We meet every Monday at 17 UTC. Everybody's welcome to join. Everybody's welcome to invite your friends. You can find it at lou.ma/optimismfractal to learn more and sign up for weekly reminders or find the Zoom room link. And you can also check out Optimistics _ or Optimism Fractal on Twitter. And there you can see our weekly reminder tweets. We also have a Discord too, where you can join and ask questions and stuff like that. But yeah, basically we posted the videos from each week's meeting here, as well as a little description about what Optimism Fractal is for reminders. And we also posted it on the Optimism Governance Forum too. So gov.optimism.io, you can see in the community call section where we are, where we put out this message about the 7th Optimism Fractal event, where you can learn more and also find the tweets and the videos too. We just published last week's video, which is called Public Goods Games. It's about spotlighting builders, talented builders in the optimism ecosystem in the world, and helping citizens fairly reward impact. So you can watch all the videos on the Eden Creators YouTube channel. We also have an Optimystics YouTube channel now too. So I encourage you to watch and learn more about what we're doing. And also if you go to Optimism Fractal and you go to media on the top right corner, it brings you to optimismfractal.com/media. Then you can watch all the videos that we've done so far. There's also the Retro PGF pitches, which I'll mention a little bit more, because we're going to have the final grand finale session for the season of Retro PGF pitches that will be coming up in about 45 minutes or so, or I guess like 50 minutes, actually 53 minutes to be precise. But you can watch those videos as well as all the other videos that we've been doing at Optimism Fractal on optimismfractal.com/media. And yeah, if anybody's not familiar with Optimism, you can go to optimism.io. Optimism Collective is a new type of community that's been around for a couple of years, designed to reward public goods and build a sustainable future for Ethereum and all the world, really. It's all about funding public goods and helping people cooperate more. If you want to learn more, I recommend checking out optimism.io. It works closely with the Ethereum ecosystem and allows people to enjoy the benefits of Web3. We also have an article on the optimistics.io site where you can learn more, as well as a video that we did. So if you go to optimistics.io and scroll down a little bit, you can find this intro to optimism, as well as a little video explaining the benefits of optimism and why optimism can be so helpful for everybody, and just some introductory information where you can learn more too. One other thing too, I mentioned Optimistic.io. That's a team that is hosting these Optimism Fractal events, and we also built the tools and are doing all the promotions and stuff like that. I encourage you to check out our website, optimistics.io, and also there's a lot you can learn here, a lot of really cool stuff on our blog videos and tools page. And we have a Retro PGF application. There's only about 3 days left. This is the biggest funding opportunity in the optimism ecosystem. There's many others too, but we have 10 ballots so far, and we need to get to 17 in order to reach quorum and get funded. So would really appreciate if any badge holders are watching, or anybody knows any badge holders, to get in contact with them and help them and help support Optimistics. We'd really appreciate it, and it would allow us to do much more great stuff for the optimism community. So just want to put that out there, and would really appreciate everybody's support there. But anyway, we're going to go into the consensus games now. Basically, what we do here is we play the Respect game. You can check it out at optimismfractal.com/details. We have these meetings every week, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to go into, I think we're going to go into breakout rooms, because it looks like we have about 8 people here. Yes, we're going to breakout rooms with 4 people each, and then each person will take up to 4 minutes to answer the question, what did they do this week to help optimism? You can also just introduce yourself, and if you're new to the community, just feel free to share whatever you're interested in and so forth. But what we'll do is at the end of that time, after everybody goes, there'll be a little discussion, quick time for questions, and then everybody will work to reach consensus on contributions. on the ranking of contributions. So first we'll figure out who contributed the most optimism and they get level 6, and then who contributed the second most and they get level 5, and so forth. And then we'll signal on chain on the OP mainnet with the tools that we built, our developers Vlad and Dadas, who work with the Optimistics team. And so we'll show you how that works if you're not familiar, but I think most people here are familiar. So basically that's how it works. We have to reach consensus 2/3, and we have to signal on chain within 2 hours in order for it to qualify for the Respect. This week we also put out an article, optimistics.io/respect game, where you can learn more about this. There's a little introduction, and then there's also tutorial videos where you can watch to learn a little breakdown. For some reason, it's taking a little while to load on this website, but I'll just give it a quick refresh. And then, yeah, there's tutorial videos that you can watch. And then there's also some like instructions here that are more detailed, and you can watch the tutorial videos here, as well as some benefits and lots of other helpful information with the Respect game if you want to share with friends and learn more. And that's basically it. There's also a site here if you want to learn about the tools we're going to use that work with the OP mainnet. And then one other thing I mentioned, the RetroPitches. We're having the final RetroPitches event of the season. That's going to be starting in 50 minutes. And this will be featuring 7 or 8 maybe applicants in Retro PGF who have done public goods in the Optimism ecosystem. So they'll each get the chance to share their work for 5 minutes each. This is the second public goods game that we're playing after the Respect game. Everybody's welcome to stick around. You can stay for as long as you want. No problem if you can only stay for the first hour or whatever, but we're also recording this, so it's a great opportunity to see more great public goods creators and learn more. And we're playing an exciting game called Retro Pitches or Retro PGF Pitches. We have an article about this at optimistics.io/retropitches, where you can learn more about how this works. We also published some videos from the last week, as I showed before, where you can see some great public good creators present their projects from before. These are some public goods games, so we'll share more about it later. But anyway, that's it for the presentation. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope everybody's having a great time out there. And I think now we are ready to go into the breakout rooms. Does that sound good, everybody? Ready to go? All right, all right.
Hey,
hey.
What's up, guys? Glad we're here.
Hello.
I'll add my video on. We're recording the breakout room, eh?
Yes, that is correct.
It's okay.
Sounds good. Good to see you, Jason. Would anybody, I got, for whatever reason, my camera goes like super zoomed in when I go into a breakout room. So it's like, I'm like right in your face right now. But I'll fix that to zoom out myself. Does anyone want to kick us off and share what they've been doing first?
I have such a modest amount to report this week that I could probably break the ice without breaking the time barrier. I'll volunteer to.
Okay.
If no one else is eager to or wants to.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jason.
Okay. Are we doing a timer, or are we just going to ballpark it? I could just go short.
I'll put the timer, but yep, I'll start it up now.
I like to have a guide. Sometimes it helps. Appreciate that. I know you're good with this.
Did the timer just go right over my face for some reason? Why would it possibly do that? How is that useful? This is a bad design, whoever designed this thing. All right, well, maybe while I get that figured out, you can get going, you can get started, and I'll try to pull it up in a more discreet way up in the corner, and maybe I'll file
I love it. No, I love it. That was perfect, because the one thing I can say I've done really special, specifically for Optimism, is I've been just like a mad scientist coming up with ways to create a break-even proposition, at least on real public goods. And I've been taking everything that I'm frustrated with, everything that I'm angry about, everything that I feel urgently needs a solution. I've been transforming it. I've been treating myself like an energy transformer. You know how they have the donut-shaped magnet with the 2 different length of coil on either side of the magnet there, and how you pass a voltage through there. If there's disharmony, you transform it. And so I've been doing that. I've been going there, right, to that sort of stuff, to be optimistic in order to be transformative. And so I've mentioned the Optimism DAO and the Optimism program and stuff to a bunch of people, and so it's big, and we're exploring it, and we're very excited. So happy to be here, integrating the fractally style with it. It comes in with, it's to the side, it's something separate, but they go well together. So I'm super stoked about it, right? So I guess that's all I've done this week. I continue with the same meetup I always do. I provide exploratory education, right? Which stands in contrast to exploitative education. And that at my meetup, I try to make it as psychologically safe of a place as possible, where a person doesn't feel like they need to go in a courageous mode in order just to speak their conscience, right? And that being welcoming to the fact that people have blind spots, being strengthened by having others around to help us see into our own blind spot and be actually helpful to others in terms of not exploiting that vulnerability, but rather helping them strengthen it instead. So I'm sure I'm going to be out of time anytime now. So it's not an unusual week for me, right? It's the usual meetup, the usual type of learning that I tried to do, and conclusions I try to reach. Yep.
All right. Well, sounds great. Thanks so much, Jason. Really appreciate it. I did check out your site, cryptooasis.net, and appreciate you spreading the good word and inspiring people. So thanks so much. We'd like to pick somebody to go next, and also welcome Abraham too. Thanks for joining. Hope you're doing well.
Thanks, Dan.
I'll nominate Abraham if you'd like to, because I got a feeling that if you'll accept the nomination, I'll nominate Abraham to go next.
All right, let's do it. All right, so this is my second time on here, just kind of still trying to get a feel for optimism in general and the community. I was really excited. I've been doing some research. I was really excited to see We Love the Art. There's a contest there. So since I'm an artist, I minted a couple of NFTs and posted them on the Optimism chain. I learned a bunch about kind of just the ins and outs of negotiating, how to get ETH where I need it and all that kind of stuff. So that was kind of a cool learning exercise. I did kind of ape into some Optimism tokens. So that was fun, as it always is. And I've been kind of exploring just some of the developer documentation around building an app in Optimism. So yeah, still very much in the early stages of learning, but just kind of trying to, in my free time, just trying to soak in as much as I can and try to provide something valuable in the future.
Awesome. Thank you, Abraham. Well, congrats on minting NFTs. That's cool. I'd love to see them if you want to share. Everybody's welcome to share your screen, by the way, if you did want to show it off for anybody.
Oh, I guess I can.
Okay, cool.
All right. Yeah, so I have two. Let me see here. Share screen. Here we are. Okay. And this guy. All right. Are you guys seeing a weird looking bug looking thing?
Okay.
The
willies.
So this was the there was one category like I think it was 1 for 1. Essentially, it's just you can put basically any of your own art in there. So this guy is one of a series of creatures that I created back in the like I think it was actually back during COVID. I tried to develop this children's book series that's about these kids that they get bullied and they have a hard time in their kind of like in the real life, and then they have this cardboard box that they make like this cool engine, and they go into this place called Pretend Land, and they encounter all these sort of weird beings that help them to kind of sort out some of their issues. And these guys are the guys that are actually like, they'll come and buzz around their heads as they're trying to like sort out some of their fears. These guys will come in and try and like stop them from overcoming their difficulty. So it's part of a bigger story. So I actually have some stuff on my website where it explains what the Adventures of Susie Mac is and all that stuff. So I just thought this might be kind of a cool thing that people either would want to take in context or out of context. So yeah, just some fun stuff there. And then I also did a generative AI. I did go to art school, so I kind of like geek out on some of this stuff. And I was always really into like Salvador Dali and Rene Magritte specifically. And so I had this idea a while back And it's essentially like, I'm gonna have to read the description because I actually started out trying to figure out how to do like have people have mirrors on their heads, but then as I developed the idea, this came out of the AI, and it was right on point with kind of the concept I was going for. So this is a generative artwork in the style of Rene Magritte. It's a metaphor for the ways in which we as humans kind of tend to want to idolize others that are like ourselves, while sort of overlooking the fact that we admire other people who are just humans too. So like it's like putting people up on a pedestal maybe, and not realizing how focused our attention can be, whereas there's such a broad array of really amazing, wonderful people. I think sometimes, especially in the US, we tend to kind of have a fairly narrow approach. So that's just kind of my I guess my editorial on where I see some of the culture going.
Really cool. Thanks for sharing your art with us, Abraham, and sharing some of your history, your background. Really interesting to hear it and see it. If you'd like to share any links in the Optimism Fractal Discord to help promote it, feel free. And in the future, at some point, would love to hear more about. I think you mentioned you have a website and app. You're messing around with some apps and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to learning more about your work and really appreciate it.
Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Of course. Would you like to pick somebody next? Would you like to pick somebody to go next?
Let's see. I saw Jason was on. Was Jason the first one?
Jason was the first one. Yep.
Nice. Okay. Gudasol, I see you're next to me. Are you prepared to jump in there? Nice.
Sure. Thank you, Abraham. Yeah. Cool art. So I didn't do anything for Optimism, so you can rank me last. But I will talk a little bit about what I did do. So I've been working on this concept of Web4, and I know that others after me have defined Web4 as things to do with like the metaverse. But my version of Web4 has to do with like using time and using space in the data. So this week I was able to deliver this website, tools.cxt.world. And basically what it does is it lets you, once you're logged in, you can easily add a schema, which helps you to easily mint NFTs. So you can call it like, and then these schemas are based on sort of my version of Web4. And they have like things like geotag, which you can use like a topo JSON string to represent. There's also various fields for different times. And the idea here is that like we want people to be able to make maps. I love maps, and I built cxt.world, which is a map. And this is like all the music NFTs on the map, as well as we have different non-NFT-ized music on the map as well. I think it's relevant, at least relevant enough to share here, because I have applied to different grant programs for this, and I think that once I actually can show that I've already been funded to do this type of thing, then it's possible for people to do it on Optimism. Also, like all the code is like on GitHub. Basically, like this is just a metadata standard. It's really not that complicated of a technology, but making these decisions is extremely difficult for NFT creators. It's extremely difficult because you don't know what to put, and it does take a lot of sort of research to figure out exactly what you want. And if you screw it up at the beginning and you try to modify your collection later, you can only add metadata fields to the bottom. So yeah, I did this deliverable. I published a deliverable for the grant, and hopefully that's a step forward to bringing this technology, bringing this sort of philosophy to Optimism and creating more tools so that people can use these standards. I also did a Web4, this is like my first Node.js package that I publicly released. So yeah, wow, 167 people have downloaded it. And basically, it just makes it easier to work with wax NFTs. I know this is Optimism Fractal, so it's a stretch, but that's what I did. And I hope that sharing it here, maybe somebody in Optimism sees it and wants to fork or use the open source code to do something on Optimism. And to reiterate the goal is to make NFTs so that they have enough metadata on them that an application can display them on a map, not just my application, but any application can query the blockchain. And then within that, we can have competitions within a local area, and you can have sort of a closer connection with your NFTs. So getting close to time, that's what I got. Thank you.
Thank you, Gudasol. And of course, you're welcome. Really appreciate it. One other thing I'll just add on briefly to yours is you host the Aquadeck meeting every week, lou.ma/Aquadeck, and you have been hosting and recording and producing some videos where I've been speaking of optimism as well as Rosemary too. So I appreciate you doing that. And I remember we had a discussion about maybe using the OP tools at some point. So who knows? But just figured to add on that, and really appreciate you sharing everything that you're doing with all the NFTs. And congratulations. You're muted right now, by the way, Gudasol.
I'll pick Zaal. I don't think Zaal went.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everyone. This is my third time here at Optimism Fractal. My name's Zaal. I'm currently in Portland, Oregon, and I'm working on demystifying emerging technologies for musicians. So taking all the craziness that's there with AI and blockchain and trying to simplify it into easy to use bytes for musicians, tools that they can use actively, immediately, with little knowledge of the whole Web3 system, and slowly kind of acclimating them to understand why Web3 has utility. Over the last couple of weeks, I have last week I was working on building a music smart contract. The week before, I had just used Third Web for the first time and created an OP NFT for an event that I had thrown. And then this last week, I was ideating with a couple people I went to visit in New York City, talking about Web3 and actually talking about a potential artist marketplace that we've been thinking about, and potentially using the OP stack for that. So I've just been learning about different applications of that and just trying to kind of do initial research for the pros and cons of using the OP stack, and then being able to explain that to the other side of the people who don't actually understand all of the tech behind it, and why we should use optimism and the benefits of it. So that's kind of where my head's been at. I'm going to Art Basel this week. It's going to be my first conference. So I'm super excited to just kind of network, spread the word of what I'm doing, and ultimately just meet some more builders. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Zaal. That's awesome. It's great to see you. Yeah, really, really cool stuff. I think you still have a minute or two left. I've got to put the timer on this one, but if you wanted to share a bit more detail or anything you're on doing, then feel free.
Yeah. So ultimately, I'm working on building a company. It's going to be called Z Talent, and I want to ultimately build an educational platform. And currently, I'm working on that by sending out a newsletter. That's how I'm doing. I'm currently educating my marketplace, as well as trying to build up that email subscriber list. So for me, I'm a 24-year-old engineer just out of college, still kind of working my full-time job while trying to ideate different ways that I can be an entrepreneur. So for me, I'm just kind of here to learn, here to absorb as much information. I really only got into blockchain this year. So for me, just happy to be here around people who have lots of experience and lots of cool knowledge to share. So thank you, everyone.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Zaal. I'm happy to be here with you too, and I feel the same way. So super cool. I suppose I'll jump into my contributions now. By the way, I'm also just put together a Fractogram group too. So if everybody could join that, then I'll share the link in the chat now, the Zoom chat. I think everybody here is familiar with Fractogram. If not, then we can discuss it and figure it out afterwards, or feel free to jump in. And I'll put a timer up for myself and share my screen. Okay, so I've been working a lot for Optimism with Optimistics and Optimism Fractal. I did some small updates to the Optimism Fractal or the Optimistics.io website. I made a lot of updates to the Optimism Fractal website before. So I showed you before. I mean, it wasn't a huge amount of updates, but I just wrote it more clearly because we hadn't really taken the chance to write it out like as well as it could be previously. So I took some time to write out what I felt like was a good way to explain Optimism Fractal for our first time viewers and first time people learning about it, and provide some of the value propositions here about being optimists and earning respect and so forth. So this is one thing that I did that I think it's a pretty helpful contribution for Optimism Fractal itself, because the website is important to make a good impression on people in the first place. It's still a work in progress and still being improved, but it gives a nice little overview now and makes it nicer to share with people. And I also updated some of the links like the Luma link to reflect that too. I coordinate the Optimistics team a lot. So each meeting or each week I host a team meeting with Rosemarie and Vlad and Tadas, who are the team members of Optimistics, and I put together a bunch of topics that we can discuss here in Notion. So I give some updates on where we're at, for example, in like the Retro PGF and where we're at with our business and stuff like that, as well as working on working with list creators so we can get lists for Retro PGF, and working to get funded for the team so we can help out grow Optimism Fractal further. And I also like provide recaps and videos and stuff like that. These videos Rosemary produces and makes most of the artwork, but I provide a lot of guidance and feedback on the artwork, as well as write most of the introductory sentences to make these descriptions like as helpful as possible. Like, what are the best ways to promote public goods creators and help citizens fairly reward impact? We play the Retro PGF pitch game and Respect game to measure the output of outstanding biddlers in the Optimism Collective. So lots of little stuff like that that I work on writing those descriptions each week. And then I made a lot of updates to the Optimistics website this week too. So I'll show you these, but I posted like 5 new blog articles this week. And then I also had some meetings too with some people, but I should probably go a bit faster because I am only having 2 minutes left and I have lots more to share. So for one thing, I met with Krzysztof from L2Beat. He's one of the co-founders of L2Beat, I believe, and also Sync Us, who's the host of the Delegate Corner podcast. And we had a discussion talking a lot about how Optimism Fractal can help Retro PGF. Tadas wrote an article about this that I shared, and I'm a little bit disorganized, so I'm losing the link here. So maybe I'll come back to it. Oh, yep, here it is. I sent a little message and I shared the video, and I also worked on sharing the governance post, which I'll show you shortly. I also helped collaborate with the message with J Rocky, who works at the Optimism Foundation, to help promote Optimism Fractal and the RetroPitches and help badge holders and everybody in the ecosystem promote their work. And then I also worked on an idea for like seasons of Optimism Fractal. Here's a bit more about L2Beat office hours, so you can learn more if you want to. So I'm working on the next steps for Optimism Fractal after the new year, maybe having seasons where people can promote their Retro PGF projects directly. And then, as I said, I made a lot of improvements to the blog. I published, Tadas wrote this article. I provided a lot of feedback about enhancing Retro PGF with Optimism Fractal. And I also put together articles for the Respect game. I updated the Optimistics tools article, and I put together an article for RetroPitches and an article for the history and future of RetroPitches, as well as an article for public goods games. So this Respect game article, we've been working on it for a while, but now it's finally together with a video. And then I put together some descriptions of how to play the Respect game and what are the benefits of the Respect game, as well as linking it to different pages like the Respect game apps and the events where you can play and where you can watch it and where you can get involved, and related blog post at the bottom. There's also a post here for what is Respect, where people can learn more about this soul-bound token that we have that people can earn at these events, and also the open source software that anybody can use. And I put together this article curating our previous RetroPitches meetings, as well as there's videos here that aren't loading for some reason, but there's videos here, and then there's more you can learn about. And then there's also some updates to the tools page, and then a deeper article exploring RetroPitches where you can learn more as well about RetroPitches and the past events that we had. Also the public goods game article, but I'll share that more in future weeks. And I suppose I'll just wrap it up. I didn't manage my time so well this time, but yeah, I put up these tweets to also promote the RetroPitches and Optimism Fractal. So that is it for my presentation, and I hope you all enjoyed. And I also promoted Eden Fractal every Wednesday at 17 UTC, so 16 UTC. All right. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Thanks for the thumbs up. I'll appreciate it. Thank you. Does anybody, I see, by the way, there's 3 people in the Telegram group for Fractogram. First off, does everybody have Telegram? Is everybody able to join the Fractogram?
I don't have it for whatever reason. I'm actually trying to download it now.
Okay, cool. I suppose, what might be best then is, I suppose we should still use Fractogram because it'll make it a lot easier to pin the consensus results. And then we could use the chat. Well, Zaal, do you have Telegram? Yep. Oh, yep. Zaal's in. So we could use the chat, but Fractogram makes it nice because when you use Fractogram, one, it makes it into like a simple poll format, which makes it more intuitive and easy to use in the chat. And then also it automatically exports all the results of the rankings to the OP mainnet and makes it really easy to submit it. So I think that we should use Fractogram if we can. I don't know if you're able to get it up, Abraham. If you're not able to get it downloaded and get it set up in time, then what we could do is we could just use Fractogram, and then Abraham could put his choices for level 6 and 5 and so forth in the chat, and then we can just copy over Abraham's responses into the Fractogram room.
Yeah, that might be best. It's installing now, but I can't guarantee that I'm gonna be quick here.
Okay, sounds good. So I will put up the poll right now for the account prompt, and Abraham, if you could just share your Optimism address in perhaps the Zoom chat, then we can copy and paste it and put it in there.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
And yep, you're welcome. And if everybody else could also enter your Optimism account as a reply to this message, then that would be appreciated very much. We still haven't gotten an account from Jason yet either. Jason, could you please respond to that message with your Optimism address? Oh, there we go. And Abraham, do you think you'll be able to get it in the next couple moments? Or because I also joined from a second account, and I could just respond from a second account and just kind of play that second account as you, so to speak. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to go. I'm still having it, like I put it on my MacBook, and now I'm trying to I have to get it on my phone, I guess. I was like a little confused.
Okay, cool. Sorry for the confusion. Yeah,
that's all good.
In the future, we'll aim to make this easier so people who don't have Telegram can make it work. But for now, Telegram works pretty conveniently, and it should be pretty simple if you have some time to set it up later. It's a pretty good app.
I might be able to get it in the next few minutes, but it's probably better just to go ahead.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Yeah, no worries too. So what I did is I have a second Telegram account. I used to have like this other account named Dogman. And so I just put Abraham's name in there from Dogman. So if you want to vote for Abraham at any point, just vote for Dogman, and then that will be Abraham basically. So I hope you don't mind being Dogman for the moment right there, Abraham.
I think I might like have acquired a new alias here.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I see Zaal was asking what's EOS 2. EOS, there's a I don't know where you saw that, but there's a prompt in Fractogram for starting in the Fractogram game on EOS as well. EOS is another blockchain ecosystem that's been around for about 6 years, or 5 years, that a lot of the builders from Optimism Fractal came from. So it has another kind of blockchain ecosystem basically. So now the poll is up for who should be ranked level 6. And now whoever you think did the most for Optimism in the past week, please vote for them. And then Jason, if you could just enter your result in the chat, and then I will then I'll do that from Dogman. So your vote will be counted in Fractogram as well.
Sorry, I could be writing in the Fractogram, right, for the vote.
I'm sorry, what's it, Jason?
I could be responding to the poll in the Fractogram just as easily.
Yes. Yes, please do that.
You got Abraham and Jason mixed up. Abraham isn't in the group. Jason is in the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, for everybody other than Abraham, it just works totally normal. You just vote as yourself and vote for whoever you want. And just Abraham, I'm just acting on his behalf with the second account. Okay, and it looks like we have all 5 votes in. So I have 3 votes from Abraham, Jason, Zaal. Jason has 1 vote from Gudasol, and Abraham has 1 vote from me. If anybody wants to share their reasoning or sway anybody's vote, I'd be happy to hear. I'm also happy to change my vote for myself too, to reach consensus. I appreciate 3 people voting for me. I suppose I'll give it a moment if anyone wants to jump in. Otherwise, I'll switch my vote over.
I think you should flip your vote over to Dan.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, I will take your advice. Although I really appreciate what you're doing to Abraham as well. And I really appreciate what everybody's doing here, of course.
Of course.
But thank you all for the respect and appreciation. And now I'll put out the poll for level 5. All right. And for level 5, we now have all 5 votes in. Right now, Abraham has 3 votes from me, Jason, Zaal, and Jason has 2 votes from Abraham and Gudasol. Right now, we don't have consensus. So we need to get to at least 66% consensus. Would anybody like to share their reasoning, advocate, and try to sway anybody's vote or change their vote?
I think Jason sounded like he was more kind of involved in the process. So, yeah, that's why I picked Jason.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I really appreciate what Jason's been doing, spreading optimism at the events he hosts for Crypto Oasis, as well as the inspiring aspect of sharing optimism as well and all the philosophy. I voted for Abraham. I liked. I was also thinking of voting for Zaal too. I wasn't quite sure. It looks like they've both been interacting directly with optimism a lot, which is one of the reasons why I voted for them. Like I saw Abraham, of course, he shared the NFTs. They looked really cool too. So that was one of the reasons why I shared, because I really like how he's getting in there. And I still don't know everything Abraham's up to yet, but I really like his attitude and his enthusiasm as well. So
Sure, there. I mean, I'd be willing to change my vote to reach consensus to vote for myself for level 5. The reason I voted for Abraham is because of the completion to the market with what I feel is a meaningful sort of public service or public good in the form of inclusivity, right? In the form of, I guess it's a surface area to mental health. So it can help. You never know how far that reaches, right? So there's a network effect to that. There's a ripple effect to that. You change one person, you imagine how many people they'll affect for the rest of their time, right? So you never know what you're going to do with that. So I felt like that was pretty meaningful and measurable. So that's why I thought you deserved level 5, and I cast that vote. But at the same time, I'll always change. I'll look to my own interest and say, yeah, okay, I'll vote for myself. No sweat.
okay, cool. Thanks, Jason. Well, if Jason votes for himself, then I don't think we'll have consensus yet. So you're very welcome to, of course. But even if you do, then you'll have 3 votes, and Abraham will have 2 votes. Alternatively, Abraham could change his vote to himself, and then he'd have consensus if Jason doesn't change. Or somebody else can change. I also want to just real quick welcome Alberto as well. Alberto, thanks for joining. We're towards the end of the Respect game, and we're trying to just reach consensus here. So if you want to share a quick hello, feel free. But otherwise, we'll be wrapping up the consensus game soon, and we'll also be going into the RetroPitches game shortly as well.
You know, I didn't realize that was the case. I had looked at the poll wrong. So I think that I would encourage you to change your vote to yourself, Abraham. I already have my vote in for you for level 5.
Yeah, I appreciate it. All right, I can do that.
Okay.
Thanks, Jason.
Very cool. And I see Zaal's putting up lots of hearts and thumbs up too. So thanks all for the support and all the love. And so with that, we can move on, and we have consensus for Abraham at level 5. And I'll put out the next poll now for level 4.
I was actually able to get in there, so you should see my vote now.
In where? Telegram?
in Telegram, hopefully.
Okay, interesting. Okay, I'm not totally sure how that will work in Telegram, but we'll figure it out, and that way I won't have to vote for you.
I can enter it in the chat too.
Okay. Okay, so now it looks like Jason has 3 votes from Zaal, Gudasol, Jason, and Zaal has 2 votes from me and Abraham. I'd also be happy to switch over to Jason too. I really appreciate Jason's leadership of like just helping the game run really smoothly. And the thought that came to mind is moral leadership. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but I just think that you bring great energy and you really help lead it. And I'm sure that in your Crypto Oasis meetings that you're hosting, you're inspiring people for Web3. And also I love that you're sharing optimism with people now too. So I love even rallying around it. I also, what Zaal is doing is really cool too. And I love to hear Zaal's story. And it seems like Zaal, he said, I think he also had some on-chain interactions too, where he minted some NFTs for the event too. And that seems like a really cool event. So I'd be happy to go either way. But I'd be happy to switch over in order to reach consensus. Or does anybody have any other thoughts you want to jump in here first? If not, then I'm happy to switch over and we can move on to level 3.
Hey, how are you guys? I just want to say hi. I want to stay here in the quiet over here. Why my video is not? Yeah, hold on.
Hey, Alberto.
Hey, how are you guys? How's
Good.
everybody?
How are you? Doing great.
These are the
How are you?
Respect games, right?
Yes, this is the Respect game. Yeah.
Okay. I'll be here just chilling and just learning what you guys doing.
Cool. Well, thanks so much for joining. It's really great to see you, and thanks for saying hi too. It looks like you have a cool setup there with the green screen. So I'm looking forward to learning more about you and your work. If you're not familiar with the Respect game too, I think you're at least somewhat familiar, but we can fill you in a moment, or perhaps after we reach consensus, and then maybe after that you can give a little introduction to yourself as well. Oh, InBest. I just realized we communicate a little bit on Twitter as well. So awesome to meet you in person. Okay.
Great.
Very good. Okay, cool. So very cool. Now I think we have consensus for level 4 for Jason, right? I just need to switch my vote because I said I was going to switch my vote to Jason, but I just need to formally do it. So we'll have consensus. And now we're good to go.
Well, I appreciate the acknowledgement. I appreciate you switching your vote. I didn't want to like jump in with the word early because I already voted for myself this round. But anyways, I appreciate it. In your time.
Cool. Yep, you're very welcome, Jason. By the way, Gudasol asked you a message to link to Crypto Oasis, I think, in the Telegram chat. And now I'll put up the poll for level 3. Looks like there's consensus for Zaal at level 3. So thank you very much, Zaal, and congrats, unanimous consensus there. And now put the poll up for level 2.
So I'm confused at Abraham in this. Like we've already voted for that, right?
Yeah, just don't vote for Abraham here because he already got level 5, I believe, and just because he joined late because he didn't have Telegram. So technically, Abraham is still dogman in here. So Abraham is he's not really there.
I know, I understand. It was necessary just because you just like joined the group, right? So
yes.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm not trying to game the system, I promise.
Yeah, trying to do a simple attack over here.
Double dip.
Okay, cool. So now we have consensus on Gudasol for level 2. So we have consensus all around. We do have 9 minutes before the Retro PGF pitch games will start. So congratulations and thanks to everybody. Also, Alberto joined and still during the Respect game. So I think if Alberto, if you'd like to share a quick introduction to yourself, and then we can give you some respect too. You'll be level 1. but you can get some respect for that. Also, if you have, well, you don't have to have Telegram, I suppose, because we can just post the consensus results. But if you would like to receive some of the on-chain respect, then if you could just post your Optimism account, perhaps in the Zoom chat, then I can paste it into the results and we post on-chain. And also, if you'd like to just share a little bit more about yourself, then feel free to do so.
Hey, sure. That's great. We need to do that because something I've been learning for this Retro PGF is that we need to do things on chain, right? So I'll be happy to help you have another interaction on chain. So yeah, a lot of my ENS, it's actually InBest program.eth.
Cool. Right now, just by the way, right now I don't think that our app currently works with ENS. It might, but we haven't tried it yet. No, we're just using public key. So would you mind also just sharing the public key in the Zoom chat or something?
Yeah, I'll send you the address.
Okay, cool, thanks. And then I'm gonna post the consensus results right now while he's sending that. And then what I'll do is I'll just first, before posting it, I'll add in Alberto's address into the result, and then I'll share a second link. Oh, and for some reason this got messed up. It didn't actually work totally correctly. So I'll just fix this up right now and make sure that everybody's addresses are properly ordered. I guess with the confusion with the Telegram accounts, then got a little bit strange, but I'm fixing it up now. Okay, cool. So I'm sharing the link now to the results that are proper in the Telegram group. So if you click on that most recent link in there, you should see the address is linked appropriately. If you want to double check and confirm, then feel free to do so in the Telegram group. I copy and pasted mine as level 6 and Abraham's as level 5. Level 4 was, I believe, Jason, and then Zaal, and then Gudasol, and then Alberto at level 1. And if you go to hit the submit button, then you should see 6231 3B 2D. Just for reference, I'll also take a screenshot of that for the hash if you want to confirm that on chain. And if everybody could please post that, push that on chain, then please do so, because the way it technically works is that we need to have 4 to 6 consensus on chain for people to earn respect. If anybody has any questions technically before Alberto speaks, then feel free now if anybody has any issues. And otherwise, Alberto, we have the pitch session coming up in like 6 minutes or so. And I know you'll be speaking for 5 minutes there too, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing your pitch. So if you could just give like a quick introduction here, and maybe just like spend a minute or two and introducing yourself, and then sharing what you've been doing lately to help Optimism, that'd be cool.
Yeah, sure. So for those who want to hear about InBest, which is what we're doing, like, yeah, we'll be on the RetroPitches, but I'll talk about myself. I'm currently in Costa Rica. I'm an electromechanical engineer and also have 1 year on computer science. And I am very passionate about blockchain technologies. I'm very passionate about also finance. So I think this is where both of my passions meet, right? And well, that being said, I have created this program called InBest. What I wanted to create impact. We all want mass adoption, right? But I ask myself, okay, what can I do to actually help this? And I found myself often doing research in English because there's not enough content, or at least like there is in English, right? So about a year ago, I decided to, you know what, I could easily create this content because I have years on this ecosystem, and I know a few things, right, about technology, well, as an engineer. And yeah, that's how everything started, and we created InBest program. So yeah, looking forward to see you on the next meeting for the Retro Pitches. And yeah, I'll show everything over there. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Thanks so much, Alberto, for all the great work. I watched some of your videos and it looked really exciting. So I really appreciate it. And it's awesome getting to meet you. And I'm very much looking forward to your pitch too. You'll get the pitch coming up in 5 minutes. I just shared the link in the chat too. Alberto, if you could, if you could also do that to submit consensus, I suppose to some extent you can just trust us. That's the consensus that we reached. But yeah, if you could click that and then submit the transaction. I'll also share my screen briefly to show how it works. Basically, when you click on that, it'll open up the web app. You have to continue actually, but then once you hit continue, then it should pre-fill the results like this. And then if you hit submit, then as long as you're logged into a Web3 wallet like MetaMask up there, then you hit push on chain, then it'll push on chain, and then that will go to the OP mainnet, and then we'll see the consensus on chain, and that way everybody can get their respect on chain as well, which has lots of nice benefits as well. And also, Gudasol, I saw that you wrote that you don't have ETH, so you can't transact. So hopefully we can get to 4 votes still. Oh, I also see Zaal wrote, gotta run. Shoot me a message in the Telegram if we need a final vote. Thanks again for the awesome meeting. So big shout out and thanks to Zaal. And Gudasol, yeah, I just asked Rosemary. Sorry, we meant to do this last week, and Rosemary just said that she just sent it to you. So you should have ETH at that address now. So if you could please submit that, then it'd be very much appreciated.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks. Has everybody else been able to submit their consensus result? Cool.
Working on it right now.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah, if you could figure out to do, if you could do that in the next hour, we'd appreciate it. If you have any issues too, you could send a quick message to me or Rosemary, and we could help you out. We also have some guides too. I don't know if you have any issues with it, we'd be happy to help. I'll close the breakout rooms now, so we'll go back into the community room, and we'll have a few minutes before the retro pitches started, and we'll get to speak with everybody else in the other breakout room. Thanks everybody so much for the awesome contributions.
I had a question.
Really fun. Oh, what's up?
Yeah, am I supposed to change the number, or what does it mean? I don't think I understand correctly.
Yeah, you don't understand correctly what?
The link you sent me pops up with, there's my address. I can see it, and
yes,
there's addresses, and there's a number on top of it that says group. What it says? Just one. It says one group number. One,
yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I'm going to head us back to the community room, and then I'll explain it there, just in case anybody in the other community room is unsure as well. Sound good? Okay, cool. All right, welcome back to the community room, everybody. Welcome, Marcus and Chloe. Thank you for joining. We're about to start the RetroPitches game in a couple minutes, and we just finished up the Respect Game and Optimism Fractal. So there's going to be about 5 more people who are joining us from the other room. So hope you're all doing well. Hello, hello. In the meantime, I saw, or I heard Alberto was just asking a question about the web interface and how it works for Optimism Fractal. So I'll explain that briefly. And yeah, sorry, it might be confusing because we're kind of doing a lot here at once, and you joined a bit late. So you missed some of the introduction. But basically how it works, the first game that we play at Optimism Fractal, and like the kind of core of Optimism Fractal, is the Respect game. And the way that the Respect game works is that we reach consensus on who helped Optimism the most, and the second most, and the third most, and fourth most, and so forth. And then we use an app that we call the Fractogram, and it goes to the web app. And the web app takes the results of the consensus results of everybody's score in the game, and then it automatically puts it onto this web app where people can submit the results. So if you go there and you click OK, then it'll automatically fill in these responses according to who got what rank in the room. So the first one, the number was just group 1 for the group that I was in. The second group was group 2, so you don't have to change that or anything like that. And you could see the addresses for everybody who's in the group, and you could see like the rank level 6 and rank number 5 and so forth. So if everybody who played the Respect game in the breakout rooms could please just make sure that you hit submit, then that'll submit this rank ordering of contributions to the Optimism ecosystem over the past week to the OP mainnet, so that we'll have that on chain, and then we can distribute the respect and be sure that we have consensus on chain. So all you have to do basically, if you have here, is just make sure you log in the top right corner and then hit submit, and then it will submit to the chain, and then you receive a non-transferable Solon token called respect within the next week. Did that answer your question, Alberto? And also welcome everybody. Thanks for joining. We're about to start retro pitches in just a moment, and we're just going over a little bit of technical details of the Respect game. Cool.
We submitted consensus in our room, so.
Okay, cool. Sounds great. Great to see you, Bitbecker, as well. And cool, Alberto. Sounds good. If anybody has any questions or Oh, I see BB said, gotta run. Thanks for the nice chats. Thanks so much, Bitbecker, and I hope you have a great day. Great to see you. Yeah, if anybody has any more questions about the Respect game or anything at Optimism Fractal, feel free to reach out in our Discord, or feel free to reach out to me directly or Rosemary directly, and we'd be happy to answer any other questions. And we also have lots of resources too. If you go to optimismfractal.com, you can find links to how the Respect game works and everything else like that. as well as videos of our past meetings. And now we can start playing the Retro Pitches game. I see there's several new people joining. So welcome to Space Wrangler Joe and Marcus and Chloe and Winter Eep and Nam Tran and Mike. Thanks so much for joining, everybody. Hope that everybody is doing well. If anyone wants to just say a quick hello, then feel free. Otherwise, we have several participants today. We have, I think, 7 or maybe 8 participants who are signed up to pitch their Retro PGF applications at the Retro Pitch game. So I'll try to give just a quick presentation, an overview of how Retro Pitches will work for everybody, and then we'll get into the games and hear from all the applicants about their public goods that they're creating for the Optimism ecosystem and that they created for the Optimism ecosystem. Sound good. All right, cool. I suppose I'll get into this presentation. Thanks for the hearts and the claps all. Hope that everybody's having a wonderful day out there. And I will share my screen to share a little bit about Retro Pitches and what we're doing here. Welcome Logic, welcome Mike from LXDAO as well. We have 7 presenters here too that will be sharing their pitches, and I'll share my screen right now to give you a little overview of how it's going to work. All right, so this is Retro Pitches. We're here at Game On, and we're here for a fun, friendly competition where Retro PGF applicants present their projects and participants rank each other's pitches. So these public goods games give public goods creators, a great opportunity to promote their Retro PGF grants and also provide citizens with an easy way to learn about exciting projects in the Optimism Collective. This is the first season, and this is kind of the grand finale of the first season. There's a third one. We've hosted 2 over the past couple weeks, and the way it's going to work is that each participant will get up to 5 minutes to pitch the grant. We'll put up a timer up in the corner of Rosemary's screen, and then when the timer ends, there'll be a little sound that goes off to let you know that the 5 minutes is up. I'll also jump in to make sure nobody goes over time if you're going over 5 minutes. We just played the Respect game too, so if anybody wants to learn more about that, is at optimismfractal.com. And that's a really exciting game for public goods creators as well to earn respect and earn awards and so forth and network with great creators. But right now, we're going to play Retro Pitches, and if you want to learn more about Retro Pitches, we have a website, optimistics.io/retropitches. It's actually a blog article. I hear somebody coughing too, so if you could please mute, I appreciate that as well. And welcome everybody who's joining, by the way. If you want to see the previous Retro Pitch videos, this is what we're going to do for this video as well. For this meeting as well, we're going to publish a video. So for example, last week we heard applications or project public goods creators who have applications for DeepDAO, EVM Finance, and Giveth, who presented at last week's Retro Pitch games. You can watch the video here as well and learn more. We're going to be putting this out on YouTube as well as on Discord and Twitter and so forth to help spread the word and raise awareness for everybody's pitches here. Really excited to hear from everybody's pitches. There's also another one, the first episode where we heard from the Optimist and the Optimystics. The Optimystics, by the way, are the team who's hosting this event. It's myself, Rosemary, and there's 2 developers on the team, Vlad and Das, and we have an application for Retro PGF as well that we greatly appreciate the support of everybody, and I'll share a bit more about that later. And you can also see the full videos from Optimism Fractal where you can learn more here too. This is at optimistics.io/Retro Pitches. We put out a tweet today, so the public goods creators who are going to be participating today are BasePaint, Copen.io, EIP Fun, InBest Program, LXDAO, MyFirstLayerTwo, Yoki Finance, and I believe we'll also hear from Krzysztof from L2Beat, and I think there's one other person, Pavel from Pitch.
Pavel from PinSafe.
PinSafe, yes. Okay, great. Well, thank you very much, Rosemary. So I'm very much looking forward to hearing from all of the public goods creators today. As I said before, each public goods creator will get about 5 minutes to share, or up to 5 minutes rather, to share their pitches. We welcome you to share your screen too, or if you want me to share your screen for you, then I'm happy to do so. Just make sure to share some links with us if you do want to, but we're making it visual so people can watch and learn. So if you want to share your screen and show what you're doing, then that's very welcome to do. And yeah, also, if you're interested too, we have another article in the Retro Pitches where you can explore the history and the future of Retro Pitch as well. There's a lot more details here. We've been pioneering these games for the past 6 months or past year or so, and we have lots of exciting future plans. In the future, we plan to also make it so that it's an on-chain game as well. So people can use attestations on the chain, perhaps the respect scores from Optimism Fractal and so forth to also vote. Right now, it's just kind of for fun. We're just kind of testing out this Web2 app called Slido, where everybody can vote for the pitches that they think are the best. And we have a few different categories too. So I'm going to share right now a little bit about how the game actually works and how the voting actually works. By the way, I mentioned Optimism Fractal. You can go to optimismfractal.com and loom.masa/Optimism Fractal to join our events every Monday at 17 UTC. Even though this is the last Retro Pitch game, we host these events every Monday at 17 UTC for an hour. And it's also a great opportunity to promote your work and so forth. And I think it'll be really helpful for the next season of Retro PGF as well. But we'll share more details about that. The way the game's going to work, basically, it's a pretty simple game. Right now, we have a poll that Rosemary will share in the Zoom chat. I encourage everybody to open that once she shares it. She just shared it now, so you can open it up, and then you'll see this screen. And the way it works, there's 7 different polls on this. It's actually a survey. And so if you could just write your name here first, just to let everybody know who you are. And then we have 4 different questions. So first we're asking which pitch was most helpful. And then we're asking which pitch was most heartwarming. And then we're asking which pitch was most exciting and which pitch was most fun. And the way it works is you can just drag and drop whichever pitches you thought were most impactful or most helpful or whatever the category may be. And you can do this throughout the meeting too. So say, for example, if EIP Fun goes first and then Yoki Finance goes second, and you preferred Yoki Finance to the first one, then you can move them up to top. This is just an example. But throughout the meeting, basically, you can drag and drop and just rank them. It's all in good fun too. We're here to promote public goods creators, and we're also here to help public goods creators share pitches that will communicate their benefits with the world better. So if you can make it exciting, if you can make it fun, and also explain your benefits that you're providing and the impacts you're providing, then that would be much appreciated. And it's also a great way to promote your work. So both the badge holders in Optimism as well as everybody else in the world can watch these videos and learn about all the great things that you're doing and all the great things that are happening in the Optimism ecosystem. Lastly, there's also 2 polls for just how you feeling. If you wanted to share, like if you're loving it, you're having a good time, we'd appreciate if you share some feedback. And then there's a little place where you can write a comment too. So if you want to say like having fun or great meeting or any feedback about how we can improve anything like that, then we appreciate it. And then at the end of the game, we're going to try to end it around 18:45, which is about 40 minutes from now. Because we have so many presenters, we might go a bit longer, but we'll try to be respectful of everybody's time and wrap it up by the end of the hour. If anybody has to go at any point, then feel free, of course, too. But by the end of the game, hit the send button, and then what it'll do is it'll show the live results over here, and you'll be able to see who won the game, for who got the most exciting, fun, and heartwarming pitches and so forth. And we'll see all the results and everything like that. So that's basically how it works. Once again, this is Retro Pitches, and you can learn more at optimistics.io/retropitches. And you can also learn more about the work that we do with Optimism Fractal and the Optimistics at optimistics.io in general. We have a lot of great work, and also I'd very much appreciate for any badge holders out there. Our team would very much appreciate if you could support Optimistics on RetroPitches as well, or Optimistics on Retro PGF as well. And with that, we will jump into the Retro Pitches games. If anybody has any quick questions or anything like that, feel free to raise your hands. Thank you, Mike, for the heart, and welcome also Vlad and Hidiath and everybody else who joined. Really appreciate you all being here, and I hope that everybody will have a wonderful time. And I hope that everybody who's watching too is also really enjoying your day. And I'm very excited to see all the public goods creators and all the Retro PGF applicants. Thanks, Hidiath, and Mike and Chloe and Winter for the claps and hearts and everything like that. Really appreciate it. Really warms my heart. Love to see it. And I suppose with that, we can get into it. So first off, if anybody has any questions about how it works, feel free to jump in. If not, if anybody would like to volunteer to go first, then feel free to raise your hand, or feel free to share your thoughts right now.
Hey, I could go first. Maybe that opens the door to all the creators to, go first. Let's do it.
Sounds good. Thanks, Alberto. By the way, too, if anybody wants to go next, perhaps just to be more efficient, if anybody could just write in the chat who wants to go next, then we can maybe go in order of who shares next. But then anyway, yeah, Alberto, it's on you. So you have 5 minutes to share what you've been doing with InBest. And if you'd like to share your screen, then feel free to do so. Or if you'd like me to, if you'd like to share any links that I can present, then I'm happy to do so as well.
Yeah, I'll share my screen. Okay. Am I allowed to do that right now?
Yes, you have permission to do so.
Okay. Okay, so here we are, guys. I'd love to present to you InBest program. What are we? We are a free community. We focus on Spanish content, and I will show you right now yesterday I wanted to make a presentation, but I decided I will show the live websites, our live channel, so you can see like the exact everything that's going on. Okay, I know I have 5 minutes, but before I start, I want to take a chance to shout out to, well, the organizers of this event, because they're taking the time not to just shield their project, but to create this, and also to the batch holders, because we all know it's a hard, well, process, and all you need to do is just hop into the Discord channel, the one that's open, and you will see everything that's going on. A lot of people also hating on each other, and what we like to see is this, what these guys are building here, this kind of community where we all collaborate with each other. Okay, we've been generating impact for almost a year now by onboarding users, explaining the technology on a very easy to understand way. That's a Spanish-speaking audiences, might be Europe, might be Latin America or Central America. And I'm glad to have this opportunity, because I think we kind of messed up in our application, because then when we saw others applicants, all they included and everything, so I was like, whoa, I should have included way more, because we have been generating a lot of impact. But being our first time, it's kind of a learning curve. Okay, so the entry barrier is currently very high, and even more in Spanish, because there's, well, reduced amount of content and also quality content out there. So that's where we wanted to engage. That's where InBest came out. There wasn't many channels explaining what's the Bedrock update, what's the super chain, what is the OP stack, okay, what is the governance, how to vote, how to use Agora, and all those kind of things. And we don't just create content, but we've been having engagement. And I want to show you, like when we started the channel about a year ago, well, this is like my first video that I don't even like watching, you know, because it's ugly. But you can see it's over a year ago and only had 8 likes. And that's the part where we have to keep pushing, keep creating up until now, where we're starting to see some feedback, right? We are 2.3 subscribers, we have a bunch of videos, and we've been helping communities. We've been helping Arbitrum, we've been helping Optimism, because we love layer 2s. And I'm gonna show you all the videos we have. This is long format content, okay? It's not short content, where we have not only views, but also questions, people asking about everything. For example, we've covered things to onboard users like campaigns, okay? But we've also covered things like Bedrock updates and the last news, grants, how to donate. We also cover what is a Gitcoin passport, what is a grant. We have videos, tutorials about all of these. We have videos on all the layers, or the rollups, I should say, that are leveraging the OP stack technology. For example, we talked about the bank, how it uses the OP stack on its current testnet, right? We have one about the super chain. What is the super chain, right? With Binance, with the OPBNB, Coinbase, with Base, all the chains. This was about 3 months ago, and it had way more engagement, right? 73 likes, and also a bunch of questions in the chat and engagement overall, right? We have a video also explaining Manta Pacific, how it leverages the OP stack, data availability. We have what is a node, and even how to run a node. You know, we also have a tutorial on what is Base and how to use the bridge. And these are all long format contents about Optimism chain that have been helping people to use the chain, because we need people not to only know about it, but to understand the technology behind it, to feel safe and to move around, well, safely. This one speaks about modularity. We have what is a layer 2, what is a blockchain, what is a wallet, all the basic stuff as well. This one is how to get OP tokens and how to delegate using Agora for the governance. Here we cover the airdrop, right? That was using the criteria, the people who delegated. And we also leverage all the content we do in Twitter, okay? But I wanna like show you a bunch of Twitter links where we've been promoting our content. We've been also doing threads, okay? We also use the bank. In the bank, we promote our content and we build threads as well here. For example, here our audience, it's like more crypto people, right? So we can do a thread on what is, for example, the super chain, and the people is going to understand. But if I go post this on Instagram and TikTok that I wanted to mention, we also have Instagram accounts and TikTok accounts, because our main goal is to onboard the new users that are going to come in the next months, right? And those users, a lot of them are on TikTok and are on Instagram. So you can see we have a profile where we've been covering all these as a short format content. Is my time over now?
Yes, that's it, Alberto. If you'd like to just wrap it up in the next 10 seconds or so, then feel free to, any last thought.
Okay, so I'll leave the links. We basically have a lot of content in different platforms. You can see we have, for example, on TikTok, we have a lot of views, Superchain, you can see a lot of optimism content, and we have a free community in Telegram where we help each other. And I'll leave this link right here where you can see everything. And here's the RetroPGF application. We currently have 10 votes and we need just 7 more to meet the quorum, and we'd love your help. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Alberto. Great presentation. Great to see what you're building with InBest. Really appreciate all your work helping spread optimism, and really awesome to see. So thanks so much. We can go on to the next person now in order just to be efficient with our time. I see lots of claps and lots of hearts too. So lots of people being supportive of Alberto's work, and for good reason, lots of hearts. The next person who raised their hand, I believe, is Winter.eth, who I believe is building with BasePaint too. So if you'd like to go next, Winter, then feel free to hop on. And also, if you want to share your screen or sharing links, already sharing. And also, by the way, Alberto, if you want to share those links in the Zoom chat, then feel free. And also, we'll share the Optimism Fractal Discord too. I encourage everybody to join the Optimism Fractal Discord. We have these weekly meetings every week, and it's a great place to share your work. So if you want to also share your work there as well, then we'd be happy to see you share your links there too, and we'll share the link there. So thanks again, Alberto, and on to you, Winter, with BasePaint.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for the opportunity to present. I'm here to talk about BasePaint. I'll try to be very quick. So my name is Winter, and my co-founder in this is Zach. Both of us spent about 20 years in tech, me coding things, Zach designing things. And what unites us is that both of us really, really love crypto. We think it's very elegant, it's really nice, it's very clever, and it's very impactful. But we are very sad that most crypto applications we see all over the place is about trading, which is in the end is a zero-sum game. We believe in making net good Web3 experiences that are about collaboration, interaction, and goods creation. So our project BasePaint is about that. I have a live demo here, and it's live. So essentially what BasePaint is this shared canvas where a bunch of people can draw together, put pixels on the screen, and then save them. And then you can see some cursors running around the screen. It's people live, painting something, and you will see what they're painting once they save their changes. This is going on for only 24 hours. So every day, new canvas is created. They paint for 24 hours, and then it goes on sale. So this is the last day's canvas that the artist has drawn, and it's on sale as an open edition for only about $5. And anyone can mint it, but only within this 24 hours. The funds that are raised through this process are spread between all the artists who have participated in this artwork. So we're basically just giving away the money from the raise to the artists. And it creates this reinforcement loop where people draw nice things, raise money, and have money to draw even more things. We also have voting, so people can suggest new themes, vote for themes, things like that. We also have gallery. You can check out more than 117 artworks completed to date. Every day since August 8th, I think, we've been doing one canvas a day. And you could also explore how the canvas was created. So you can see, throughout the day, people paint these things. It's really been fun. I'm really addicted. I check this out every day, every morning. I check out what's new on the canvas. And it's just a nice, wholesome, profitable app that we've built. So just skip into some numbers. We have 117 canvases built so far. We raised more than 190 ETH for 2,000 artists throughout this time, and it just keeps going. We have success stories where artists from all over the world, got life-changing money essentially from their artwork. And what's funny is that it all happens during crypto winter, where the typical sentiment is very anti-crypto and very cold. So we're very, very proud of this. We have 15,000 unique owners of BasePaint artwork. We're pretty much the top collection on OpenSea in terms of owners and trading and just general awareness. We ended up being included in many ratings of top apps, and it's funny because most other top apps are about trading coins, and we were the only one that is wholesome, creative sort of app. I wanted to quickly share some things that I can't include in the application for the Optimism, because these numbers are not public or easily dashboardable. First of all, I want to show that people from all over the world participate in BasePaint every day, and it's fascinating to see the canvas being alive 24 hours, right? Like we go to sleep, Indonesia wakes up, and then they paint and stuff like that. So it's really, really fun. What's also cool is that community has built on top. We've seen BasePaint on top of New York Times Square. We have people building bots and things for it. We have companies who are doing prints and other merch. We have competitors who are popping up and using the similar idea to create similar apps. But I guess one thing that I have really hard time explaining in numbers is just the amount of mindshare BasePaint has occupied. And I think that is very wholesome. And I really love the sort of that space that BasePaint occupies. You can see it's compared to NounsDAO oftentimes. The creator of Firecaster compares it on the same level of interest and excitement as Firecaster apps, which is huge to me. We've done a bunch of collaborations with Nouns, and this thing actually stands out to me where like somebody was able to explain Web3 to their wife, and with BasePaint, right? To me, this is the quintessence of what Web3 is to me, and we are very happy that BasePaint is this vehicle. We can share this excitement and this sort of product with other people. Anyways, so check out BasePaint, go paint some pixels, and yeah, thanks for your support. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And thank you so much, Winter. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Retro PGF Pitch Games and presenting your work with BasePaint and all the awesome work you've been doing with BasePaint lately. It's super cool to see art on chain and all the innovations you're bringing. So I love that. Also, one thing I wanted to mention too, just real quick, for anybody who's not familiar with Optimism, because I know that we produce these videos separately, go check out optimism.io. There's a new competition where we love the art, where people can earn OP by making art on chain. And also, I recommend learning about Retro PGF too. The next season's coming up, and it's a great way to get funded for creating public goods like InBest and like BasePaint and all the other great presenters here. But super cool to see all the stuff that you're doing, Winter, and really appreciate you sharing. And then, yeah, if you want to go ahead and share your links to both the BasePaint, and then also I know InBest, you shared the link tree as well in chat, and there's lots of cool comments in the chat too, so I appreciate all the enthusiasm. If anyone wants to share more links like to their, yep, I see Abraham just shared the We Love the Art competition in the chat. If anyone wants to share links directly to their Retro PGF application or anything else like that to help people better understand, then feel free. But otherwise, thanks again, Winter, so much. And I suppose that we can go on to the next presenter sharing their Retro PGF application. And I think the next one is Chloe from EIP Fun. So Chloe, are you ready to share about your work with EIP Fun?
Yes. So just let me share my screen.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Sounds good.
All right. Can you guys see my screen right now?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Okay, so first of all, thanks for having me, and also shout out to organizing such RetroPitches event for us to show off our project. And I'm Chloe. I'm a co-contributor to EIP Fun. And so today, let's dive into like what is EIP Fun actually. So for us, EIP Fun aims to serve as the layer 2 of EIPs and ERCs, which want to build a highway in the Ethereum ecosystem connecting different communities, including authors, editors, developers, startups, and technical writers and investors within the ecosystem. Our mission is to serve EIP and ERC builders and to scale the Ethereum ecosystem as general. And what we think that EIP and ERCs are more than just standards. They're actually connecting the whole ecosystem among the foundations, the blockchain, the developers, author, editors, and also different contributors in the ecosystem. But the problem right now is that the connections are weak. One of the main reasons is that the current official website, eips.ethereum.org, cannot include other relevant information rather than the standards. There are actually many more resources within the ecosystem. For example, the renowned projects based on specific EIP or ERCs and suggested articles and videos and also other comments, discussions, and donation. And all this kind of resources cannot be included in the current official website. And then we have seen that the information are actually very fragmented and spread out across the website, the Fellowship of Ethereum Magicians, the Ethereum Research website, and also YouTube and different blogs and Substack platform. So it's actually very inaccessible for different parties and also learners to have a whole view of what is going on within the ecosystem. And that leads to little or not enough communication among different communities within the ecosystem, because there doesn't exist an aggregate platform for a whole list of information and discussion for builders and also different parties within the ecosystem to discuss, communicate, connect, and build together within the Ethereum community. And that's why that's what EIP wants to solve. We want to make the connection stronger and easier through a powerful website, our weekly newsletters, which covers all about EIP ERC updates, and also a strong community. Currently, we have 170 members in our Telegram groups. So let's dive into how we actually solve the problem through our solutions. So the first thing we propose is a extended version, a powerful website which has a more advanced EIP and ERC search features, and also aggregation of high quality relevant projects. For example, let me show you our official website here. So here you can see that we can search specific EIP or ERC by number of word, or actually there are also like hotbar, like show the popular ones and latest one. For example, if I click the ERC 6551, you can see there's an aggregate information which aggregates the official information on the EIP.ethereum.org, and also a quick 1-minute read abstract for a learner, for readers to read. And on the right hand side, you can see the project that adopted this specific EIP ERC will also show here. And on bottom, you can see there's videos related to this specific ERC. And at the end, there's also further readings and blogs regarding this standard. So it's actually more powerful website that aggregates or holistic information about a specific standard, which is more informative and also easier for people to check it out. And the second part is about our EIP Fun newsletter. Currently, we have already 24 editions newsletter to help everyone to stay updated with the community.
By the way,
so
Chloe, that's 5 minutes. So if you could wrap it up in the next like 15 seconds or so.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
So and the third part is actually what I mentioned, our Telegram group. We have organized interactive study group and also provide EIP authors with meaningful advice and connection within in the community. And we are actually fully open source and community driven project. So yeah, and EIP Fun is developed and supported by LXDAO and PlankerDAO, and I think LXDAO is gonna also present in a short minute. And yeah, that's what we have built. And thanks for listening.
All right. Thank you very much, Chloe, for presenting your work with EIP Fun. Super awesome to see all your work and very fun. I love all the great stuff you're doing with EIP for the Optimism Collective. And I see lots of claps around too. So thanks all for the support. I suppose to keep it moving along, we could pass it on. As she mentioned, LXDAO is presenting next and works with EIP Fun. So I believe that Mike is here from LXDAO. Mike, would you like to share about LXDAO with us now?
Yeah, sure. Hey, Dan, can you see my screen?
Yep, we can see it now.
Okay, cool. Okay, GM, citizen, house battery holders, and then everyone in the room. So I'm Mike from LXDAO, a co-contributor in the LXDAO. Okay, let's dive into what LXDAO does actually. So firstly, our story began with meme NFT. Probably you see some Chinese on the slides. Actually, it's called the NFT is called GCLX. It means conscience made in China. So actually, what is conscience? Actually, conscience is a long-standing Chinese traditional meme with a history spanning probably thousands of years. Up to date, it's still impacting the whole Asian world. So, but also since we are developers and builders, so we are motivated by impactful public goods around 1.5 years ago. So we involved the NFT community into a DAO. It's called LXDAO. So this is how our journey started. So in short, actually, what LX means, it means basically conscience and integrity, meaning actually we value a lot on the being kind and be honest. Yeah, this is our core value. And so how about the impact we've made in this ecosystem? So first and foremost, we are a community with developers. So we have more than 12K followers, 3K members, and more than 200 deeply engaged members. And also we have 46 builders with voting power. This is actually the how the community is composed with. And secondly, we made some impact by building public goods projects. Actually, we have built up to 14 projects, including Donate3. Actually, the multi-chain donation tool, and also like fair sharing, a fresh new collaboration tool to record your contribution and allocate rewards based on the contribution proportion. And also we have my first series, just like the MyFirstLayerTwo will be the next to be presented probably. It's a fun education product regarding the layer 2 knowledge. And also we have a MyFirst NFT product as well. And we also built the Image3, a dev tool for developers to easily upload images to IPFS, etc. And we also contribute in the Star ecosystem. So this is the product we built. And thirdly, actually, we also made some impact by hosting activities, including online sharings regarding public goods and layer 2s. For example, for the Twitter Spaces, actually, we have hosted more than 10 spaces this year, and we have more than 3,000 listeners. And one thing worth mentioning actually is we translated one public goods article. It's called "Why Public Goods Are Good." It's from Vitalik, and has generated over 100K views. And we also hosted a hacker house. So for example, we hosted one hacker house in Dali, China this year, and more than 20 developers registered. They gathered together and built up to 7 small public goods. And the most romantic part is that actually 2 pairs of people fall in love because of the event. This is a super fun actually. And lastly, actually, we also hosted the offline event. Like last weekend, we did a Dev Connect sharing in Beijing and Shanghai, and the turnouts are more than 40 developers. Okay, yeah, actually, this is actually LXDAO. We are building the ecosystem, and also we are deeply collaborating with the ecosystem. Not just we build independently, we build together with even Filecoin or Master Network and so on. And okay, let's wrap it up. So why do we apply for the OP Collective grant? Because our core value is aligned with the OP Collective a lot, like the conscience and integrity. And also we made a lot of impact by running a big community. And also we hosted tons of events, both online and offline. We generated the articles on public goods as well. And also we built more than 14 public goods products. So by the way, it's important to know that traditional bases are primarily profit driven rather than ecosystem driven. So the grant from the Optimism ecosystem is essential for us to build more public goods in a more sustainable manner. Yeah, so that's all about LXDAO. Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much, Mike. Awesome to learn about LXDAO and all the great work you're doing in Optimism. I see Marcus also has shared a link to LXDAO.io, an R&D focused DAO in Web3. So thanks so much for sharing all your work with LXDAO, and really, really looking forward to seeing what all of the public goods creators will continue to do for the Optimism Collective in the coming weeks and months, as well as what they've done so far. I suppose we can pass it on now. I believe the next person who volunteered with a Retro PGF application to go next is MyFirstLayerTwo, and that was Logic who shared that message. Logic, are you ready to share a bit about MyFirstLayerTwo with us?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna start now. Hello everyone, my name's Logic from MyFirstLayerTwo, and today I'm excited to talk about our project, MyFirstLayerTwo. Our goal is simple: to teach Layer 2 knowledge to Web3 users in easiest way possible using text, pictures, animations, and interactive content. Let's dive into how we are making this possible. At MyFirstLayerTwo, we offer a unique learning experience. As you can see, our tutorials combine detailed text with engaging images, animations, and interactions. Take a look at the impossible triangle from our website screenshot. It's an interactive tool that demonstrates a key concept in blockchain technology: the balance between decentralization, security, and scalability. With a simple drag, users can see why perfecting all three is a challenge. This visual hands-on approach makes learning stick, and it's exactly what MyFirstLayerTwo brings to blockchain education. And from our optimistic rollup section on MyFirstLayerTwo, the dynamic graph illustrates how transactions are processed with trust and efficiency. Moving to combination of our learning journey with MyFirstLayerTwo, we've got something special. Upon completion of the Layer 2 course, participants have the opportunity to mint their own unique diploma NFT. And now let's talk about the potential impacts of MyFirstLayerTwo. And so the impact metrics here, Web3 is expanding rapidly, and Layer 2 knowledge is key. MyFirstLayerTwo is meeting these needs head on. Recently, we've welcomed like 415 learners with 65 completing our course just last month. Now equipped for real-world challenges. Plus, our community is thriving with over 700 Twitter followers, and yes, that's cool for our project. Our vision in the coming months, our journey continues as we delve into the world of OP Stack. We plan to expand MyFirstLayerTwo with a new module focused on optimism technology. Imagine learning how to deploy contracts on Optimism directly through our platform. This expansion not only enhances our courses offerings, but also aligns with our vision to simplify and demystify the world of Layer 2 technologies. We are excited about this new chapter and invite you to join us in this journey. Your support and feedback are very invaluable in shaping the future of blockchain education. And I'm gonna show my website here, and that's exactly our website, and you can start it like forward, and we will talk about the history here, and there's something deep like theory of Layer 2, and so we cover all of Layer 2. technology here. And yeah, that's all of my pitch. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Logic. Awesome once again. I'm getting really excited watching all of these public goods and optimism and learning so much. So really appreciate it. I see lots of claps and support all around as well. I think I'll keep moving along too, because we're on a bit of a tight schedule. I'm going to go ahead and just share my screen real quick just to give people a little update on where we're at right now. And then I'll pass it over to Kopin, I believe Kopin or Kopin, for the next presentation. And if anybody would like to go next, currently there's not somebody scheduled to go next or somebody who hasn't volunteered to go next in the order. So feel free, if you'd like to, if you have a Retro PGF application you want to go after, to let us know in the Zoom chat. So far, we've heard from BasePaint, EIP Fun, InBest Program, LXDAO, and MyFirstLayerTwo. And I think we're still going to hear from Yoki Finance and Kopin and L2 Beat. And also we'll share a bit more about Optimystics too towards the end, I think. And also as a reminder too, this poll is open too. So far there's been 2 people who have voted in this poll. Rosemary just shared another link as well up, and I see Krzysztof from L2 Beat raise his hand too. So Krzysztof will be going after Kopin. And remember, throughout the whole show, you can go and order whoever you think is sharing the most impactful and helpful pitches and so forth, and reorder them. If you do submit your result, you can always hit unsend as well, or if you go back down to the bottom, then you can change your votes as well, and then we can see the live results. So far it looks like LXDAO is in the lead for most impactful, but there's only 2 votes, so it can be very easily swayed at this point. And EIP Fun is in the most heartwarming, LXDAO again in the most exciting, and LXDAO is in the lead right now, so whoever's voting is really like an LXDAO. They did some great stuff, but I encourage everybody to vote more if you'd like to see. And once again, if you're curious about any of this, optimistics.io/retropitches, where you can learn more. This will be where the videos are posted now too. But anyway, we'll share more about that later. And for now, we will pass it on to the next presenter, who I believe it's about Kopin. I don't remember the name of the person who's presenting. Are you ready to go, Nam?
Hello.
Nam Tran.
Hello.
Yes. Hey.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, hi. How are you?
Doing very well.
Let me
How are you?
Yeah, yes. Let me share my screen.
All right, sounds great. Looking forward to it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, let's start it. Hello, everyone. My name is Nam. I'm co-founder at Kopin.io. Kopin is an on-chain data analytics solution designed for paper-to-desk protocol. It enables, it allows users to explore, analyze, copy trading, and more use case using on-chain trader data source from paper-to-desk, such as Quanta, polynomial, synthetic, and more. And today, I'm very excited to share with you all about the Kopin project. Okay. Okay, yeah, in the recent year, paper-to-desk has developed rapidly, with market cap exceeding $2 billion. However, paper-to-trading is monopolized by a centralized chain, with decentralized chain accounting for only 3% of the total trading volume. And several standout projects within the paper-to-desk ecosystem have seen substantial growth, which suggests the synthetic protocol built on layer 2 Optimist, GMIT on Arbitrum DYDX, and along with other 50 other paper-to-desk platforms in the market. This diversity has positivity and met a significant demand for paper trading, and it has also led to substantial fragmentation in the market data. Each product built on different chain create accessibility barrier for user, and Kopin recognize the potential growth of the paper-to-desk landscape in the DeFi and crypto market, as well as the data fragmentation issue across that platform, Kubin aims to contribute as a piece in the perpetual DEX ecosystem and focus on collecting and processing on-chain data, listening to trader across on perpetual DEX platform like synthetic, leveraging this on-chain data open door for create various practical use case on Kubin through API like backtesting, copy trading, trading competition, social file, and the user can use API to create trading bot, alert system, or use API to create to integrate AI integration. Okay, and we are starting in April 2023. Kubin has launched private beta version, and it has made positive within synthetic and optimism. Our contribution is we provide an additional product within Optimism ecosystem, adding value for user and the trader community of the synthetic protocol in analyzing on-chain perpetual trader behavior, transaction history. Yeah, they can track on a performance trader on the history. And on the transaction, you can check. You can check on Optimist. Yeah. And I think it's a comprehensive visual insight regarding trader on Quanta or polynomial. Yeah. And Kubin contribute a potential narrative to the Optimist ecosystem previously decentralized copy trading. If you find this trader is good, you can start to copy the trader. Yeah, you need to log in and copy this trader. As specific contribute include feature like filter for easy discovery of the top trader on Quanta.
No, that's 5
trader
minutes.
Profile. Yeah.
No,
okay, cool.
That's 5 minutes. Could you wrap it up in the next 10-15 seconds?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Okay. I want to share about the impact. Kubin just launched 3 months ago, and we have total volume on near $10 million, and we today we have total copier more than 500 copier, and I think it's our impact and potential of Kubin to the Optimist ecosystem. Okay. Okay, cool. It's I think it's that all. Thank you, and for your listening.
All right. Thank you very much, Nam. Fascinating to learn about Copen. Round of applause, and really appreciate you sharing with us and all the public goods you're creating. Feel free, of course, to share the link in the chat to your website and your application or anything else you might think is helpful for the audience to learn about. And also, by the way, we'll publish in the show notes for this. We'll publish everybody's Retro PGF grants as well as the websites too. So feel free to share. And if you could end your screen share now, Nam, so we could pass it on to Krzysztof, speaking about L2B. Also, there was 2 more people who said that they wanted to present, but I don't think that they're here now. So I think if anybody else wanted to go after Krzysztof and share their Retro PGF application, then please let us know. But otherwise, Krzysztof will go, and then we'll start to wrap it up. We'll share a little bit of Optimistics as well, and then we'll share the game scores. And once again, a reminder, if you haven't yet voted in the polls, you can do that as you're doing it. But anyway, I'll pass it over to Krzysztof now. And thanks once again, Nam.
Yeah, thank you.
Excuse me, Dan, I believe I have to reset my Zoom in order to be able to show the screen. Can you wait for me just 1 second?
Yep, sure, no problem. In the meantime, I suppose maybe I'll share a little bit about the event and Optimistics. Maybe we'll also see what the scores are at too, if there's been any change in the scores. So once again, people can go to the Slido poll over here. And it looks like there's been 6 people who have voted so far. And once again, reminder, you can always move it and change your vote as it goes along too. And right now we still have LXDAO in the lead for most impactful. And it looks like there's a lot of voters for LXDAO. I know that there are 3 people though who are associated with LXDAO, so there might be a little bit of bias there, but we'll see. I see Krzysztof's coming back now too, so we'll admit Krzysztof back and he'll get into presenting. And also, it looks like everybody's enjoying the event too. So far, most of the people are having hearts in their eyes and loving it. And we've also gotten some great feedback too. Nice, cool, loving the ambience, super fun, interactive event. Great. So very cool. I see Krzysztof's back now. And so I think Krzysztof should be able to share his screen.
Yeah, sorry about it. Like, every once and then Zoom requires me to basically go over again.
Okay, no problem.
I hope you can see my screen right now.
Yes, we can.
Okay, let me just put the timer on. Okay, so hello everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for having me. I would like you to learn about L2Bit. For those of you that don't know L2Bit, this is the place on the internet when you can learn about different L2s and where are you actually putting your money in. So if you go to L2Bit.com, first thing you will see is this comparison of those different L2s, and you can see how Optimism Mainnet is doing compared to other L2s. You can, of course, like we started with just a few, but we've got already more than 30 different L2s. So you can, of course, filter them. So, for example, you can just look into OP stack rollups, or you can just look into ZK rollups, and so on and so on. But of course, like the comparison of the TVL is just the tip of the iceberg. The actual interesting thing that's happening on our website is here in this risk analysis. So some projects call it like L2Bit pizza, and we know for a fact that for some projects it is a goal for them to actually make it to the green pizza on L2Bit, because that means that the rollup is maybe not safe, but at least the most mature. We actually have this maturity also at our ranking. It's called stages. It comes from the Vitalik's rollup stages definition. We worked for it for like half a year at least, and we finally have it on our website. And if you go into the details of the project, you can see a lot of information about this particular project, with the milestone, with with those stages, and what is missing in any particular project for it to become the next stage. So for example, if you go to Optimism, we can see that there are 3 issues that need to be still fixed before we can say that it's a stage 1 rollup. Apart from that, we have all those different claims actually verified with links to the specific parts in the code, so that you can check for yourself that we actually did check all of it. And we've got links to all the important permissioned addresses in the for a given rollup. But that's not all. Some of the things that we recently introduced is, for example, the more sophisticated breakdown of the value locked in a given rollup. Like total value locked is a very mysterious metric altogether, but here you can check how do we actually calculate this value lock. We separated into 3 different categories: natively minted value, externally bridged value, and canonically bridged value. So we can see how does this TVL at a given rollup, what is it composed of. Of course, we also track activity on any given L2. But something that we also added recently is liveness. You can see actually how often do those rollups post the data to L1, and if there are any anomalies in those rollup posting data. So we can actually see how those L2s, how those rollups work. But is that all? Of course not, because all the data that you can see on this website is not just the data that we somehow gathered, like those smart contracts addresses. and those delays that are mentioned for upgradability. This is actually taken from the on-chain data, and we are monitoring this data to see if it changes. So if you go to our Discord, and if you go to contracts monitoring channel, you can actually see all the changes being monitored live. So if anything changes in your, in your rollup of choice, you can monitor on our Discord channel whether there are some changes to those rollups security. All of those things that I'm just mentioning and much more, I described in the post on our Medium, where you can see what exactly did we do since the last round that we were included in. You can see that we actually extended our team quite a lot. And apart from the website, apart from the data, we are also very involved in the community. We organized several conferences like L2 Amsterdam, L2 Warsaw, L2 Days in Istanbul. We are organizing governance meetups. We are organizing governance workshops. And more, most importantly, we are organizing office hours. So every week on Tuesday at 3 p.m. ETC, we are available so you can discuss with us all the things optimism related. So if you have any questions, I invite you to those meetups where I'm available for any questions that you might have. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Krzysztof. Thank you very much. And you're welcome, of course. Love to see all the work you're doing with L2Beat. I've learned a lot from your website, and I've also been joining the office hours along with Rosemarie as well for the past couple of weeks. And it's been great speaking with you and Cinca. So really appreciate all your work and joining us here and sharing your presentation and your pitch for L2Beat.
Yeah, I'm trying to stop sharing the screen. Okay, I see it now.
Okay, cool.
Thank you very much.
Sounds good. You're welcome, of course. Thank you. I see lots of claps and hearts going around too. So thanks, Saul. I think that concludes it. I put out a question before if anybody had any other applicants were on schedule to participate, but I think there's one person who didn't join us. So we can start to wrap it up pretty soon. What I'll do now is I'll go ahead and I'll share my screen and I'll show the current results of the voting. We'll probably go a few minutes over the top of the hour. So if anybody has to go, that's totally fine. If you want to say any last words and say thanks or goodbye or any last words, then feel free to jump at any point. But what I'll do here is I'll share my screen. I'll share a little recap of where the voting is at right now, as well as where you can find these videos, as well as a bit about Optimistics, who are the team that are hosting these events. And we also start Optimism Fractal, and we have a Retro PGF grant as well. And then after I'm done with that presentation, then we'll look at the final results in the Slido polls and see who wins the competition for the most impactful, heartwarming, fun and exciting pitches. And once again, it's all in good fun, but encourage people to vote and share what you think about the pitches and help all the public goods creators learn how to improve their pitches or just get a better feeling for how to pitch and share their work to reach a wider audience, as well as helping the badge holders as well understand. I see a couple people, Mike from LXDAO saying thanks for hosting. Marcus, thank you. Winter saying I have a hard stop, but thanks for hosting. Thanks so much, everybody. Really appreciate it. It was really awesome hearing the pitches from everybody. I'll go ahead and just share the screen because I can also pull up everybody's pictures over here on the screen as well, so we can give once again last thank you to everybody here while you're here. So thanks once again to teams from BasePaint, Copen, EIP Fun, InBest Program, LXDAO, MyFirstLayerTwo, and Layer2Beat, or rather L2Beat, I should say. It was really awesome hearing from you. You can retweet this. We're going to be putting out the video pretty soon. So I encourage you to spread the word about it to help promote both the RetroPitches event and all the great creators here, as well as your work as well. There'll be timestamps in the video too, so you can easily find and share it. This will also be posted on optimistics.io/retropitches as well, where there's a little intro. We're going to be bringing this together next season. At least that's the plan. And we're going to be bringing with a lot of refinements and improvements, some on-chain interactions like we have with our other games. And once again, you'll be able to see your pitch as well as a timestamp in these videos that we're publishing on both the Optimistics YouTube channel and also the Eden Creators YouTube channel as well. And it'll be published here. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and show you what is going on with the polls. So once again, I think everybody knows how to do this, but if you haven't yet, put your results in, then please do so and let us know who you think shared the most impactful pitch, who you shared the most heartwarming pitch, and what pitch was most exciting. and also what pitch was most fun. Once again, you can drag them up and pick number 1, number 2. You can pick all, rank them all, however many you want, and then also let us know how you're feeling, and also let us know what you think of the pitch game too. We're very happy to hear your feedback, and glad that it seems like everybody's had an awesome time. You're very welcome, Chloe, and you're very welcome, Nam. We're very happy to be organizing and hosting this, and thanks so much to all the presenters for pitching and sharing their work. Right now, there's been 9 voters so far, so we'll come back for the final result in a minute or two, but right now I'll go over here and we'll see who voted. So far, we've gotten votes from Alberto, Gudasol, Rosemarie, Bob, Winter, Bebe, CX, Logic, and Chloe. And LXDAO is still in the lead for most impactful with EIP Fun and MyFirstLayerTwo and BasePaint. And well, you can see the results on the screen right now. It's probably better than reading them out loud, but we can see whose pitch is the most heartwarming. Still LXDAO. I think there might be lots of LXDAO fans, but it was a very fun and great pitch too, so I appreciate it. But if anybody wants to submit their votes before the end, then feel free. And like I said before, everybody's feeling good, and we got some more comments here, so we're particularly impressed with the hosting. Thank you very much. And the LXDAO Public Goods event, awesome. Glad everybody liked it. Super fun and interactive. Thanks everyone for being here. Great pleasure. I second all this too. I'll go ahead. You're very welcome, Alberto, and thank you so much for sharing your work with InBest. Yeah, so feel free to put up your votes in there and leave your comments, and I'll share a quick presentation here about Optimystics, and then we'll wrap it up in the next few minutes. So Optimistics, we're the team that hosts this event. You can learn about us at optimistics.io. We are growing optimism with fractal communities, tools, games, shows, and events. There's a team of 4. It's myself, Rosemarie, who leads marketing. Vlad's on the call, CXVNK. He's a great developer who's been building web applications for years, and Tadasa, who's also an awesome developer. And we've been working together for years, and we're fairly new to the Optimism ecosystem. We've been working with Optimism for the past 4 months or 5 months or so, but we're really excited to get more involved. And we'd also really appreciate your support with our Retro PGF grant too. So you can see an overview of the fractal innovations and our vision, and also more about optimism in general on our website, optimistics.io. And you can see the events we host. The main event that we host is Optimism Fractal. We host this every Monday at 17 UTC, and it provides a perfect place to collaborate with talented optimists, builders, creators, and earn awards for the Optimism Collective. We have on-chain tools where players can play what we call a Respect game and earn an on-chain soulbound token called Respect, which we say can empower you with mystical benefits. It can be used for Retro PGF future rounds, as well as to help make community decisions, all sorts of really helpful things. And we also host these retro pitch sessions as well. So this is the last one, but we have that on the website, optimistics.io/retropitches, and we're planning to bring this again next season with more coming up. And we've also been hosting a community. We started a community called Eden Fractal that we've been pioneering these consensus games like the Respect game for the past 1.5 years. So you can learn about that more on the website optimistics.io and edenfractal.com and optimismfractal.com. And we also have a blog and lots of videos. We produce videos from every event. We also have lots of blog posts too. So I encourage you to check out optimistics.io to check out our blogs, our videos, tools, and shows. And you can check out our RetroPGF application. We have 11 ballots right now, and there's 3 days left. I encourage everybody to support everybody here. There's lots of people who haven't yet reached the quorum of 17 ballots. And I know a lot of people are doing really great work, but haven't yet been rewarded. So it'd be really great for both our Optimistics team. We'd greatly appreciate it, as well as everybody, especially the smaller creators, or not smaller creators, but just people who aren't as well known in the ecosystem yet. If you could help any badge holders out there help support our grant, as well as others as well who are contributing to the Optimism ecosystem and also creating positive impact, or have created positive impact, I should say. So basically, we created Optimism Fractal, which I mentioned before. We host every Monday at 17 UC. Everybody's welcome to join. And we also created what we call the OP Fractal Stack, which are the tools that enable Respect games. And yeah, you can check it out over here. The impact, we hosted a bunch of events and got lots of sharing, or we shared lots of events and videos and messages with a lot of great Web3 builders. You can see the amount of impressions, the videos we published, the views, the amount of time we put into here. And there's lots of indirect contributions to Optimism as well too. So we encourage you to read here for more about our impact, about how we educated many great builders and shared lots of great builders to spread the optimistic vision, and also open source these tools. I'll wrap up my presentation shortly, but I do just want to share with you a little bit more about Optimism Fractal. You can learn about optimismfractal.com. Encourage you to scroll down and learn more about what is Optimism Fractal. It's a great place where you can meet optimists, and you can RSVP for our events every Monday, and you can learn more about the Respect game and the idea or the token of respect. I think it's profoundly helpful for all communities and optimism, and we'd love to see you there. there every Monday at 17 UTC. It's a great place that provides a lot of the benefits of these retro pitch sessions. It's a great place to meet people. It's a great place to promote your work. We publish videos every week, and you can also use our tools too. They're open source, so any community can now use these. You can sign up at lou.ma/Optimism Fractal to join our weekly events for Optimism Fractal, and you can also check out our media page to see the full videos of Optimism Fractal meetings. We just released the last week's video with public goods games. We can check out how we're figuring out the best ways to measure the output of builders in the Optimism Collective with RetroPitches and with the Respect game. And you can see all the videos that we've done so far there. We've published 6 so far. Before the application started, we published this first episode, Welcome to Optimism Fractal, where you can learn an introduction to our team members, as well as learn more about the Respect game and the tools that we're pioneering. And we also have an article here introducing the Respect game, where you can find videos and short descriptions about the main game that we've been building in Optimism for a while. And we also recently published an article about how this Respect game can be super helpful for Optimism Fractal, for Retro PGF as well in future rounds. We've been working on these tools for several years now with a community of hundreds of great builders, and we brought them over to Optimism Collective. So we're really excited to share them with you, and they're really refined. They're really awesome, super empowering for communities. Check out our blog to learn more. We also have introductory articles about optimism, and there's a whole lot of helpful information here. You can find great articles all around where you can learn more about optimism and public goods games and so forth. You can learn more details about the Respect game, and you can watch videos with our team members explaining how these games work that we're sharing here. And yeah, all these articles are pretty detailed. We put a lot of work into. I want to thank our team members, Rosemary, Vlad, and Vadas, for doing so much awesome work, as well as all the other people who have been working in these communities. We've been pioneering too. It comes from Fractally, which you can learn a lot more at these websites here. I won't go on too much. Eden Fractal as well. You can watch all the videos and join our weekly events on the Eden Creators YouTube channel and the Optimystics YouTube channel. We've been working for up to 3 years, and mostly we've been volunteering too. So we'd really appreciate support in Optimism in this round, and we're really thrilled to be able to help promote all the great public goods creators in Optimism as well. You can check out our tools here and learn about our open source tools that we've been building, and lots more that you can check out. But I'll keep it short there. We'd really appreciate your support for the Optimistics. You can learn more at optimistics.io, and encourage you to check out everybody's pitches that we heard in the Retro PGF pitch games today. Once again, thank you to BasePaint, Copen, EIP Fun, InBest, LXDAO, MyFirstLayerTwo, and L2B. Big round of applause to everybody. And I'm really excited to be in this Optimism Collective with you all, creating all these public goods. So that's that basically, I suppose. Once again, you can see the videos that we published on YouTube channels and optimistics.io/RetroPitches, and you can learn more about RetroPitches in that article. And I suppose with that, I'll bring it back now to the results. I see comments too. Thanks to Abraham for sharing, and thanks Krzysztof, and you're very welcome, and see you soon. Thanks all. I appreciate the claps and everything like that. I think we have the results in, so I will refresh. There's been 10 votes in. I suppose I didn't get the chance to vote, but I'll just go ahead and not vote here just to keep it simple and show what the results are in this chat over here. So we got votes from everybody, and we got LXDAO, EIP Fun, MyFirstLayerTwo, BasePaint, L2Beat, InBest Program, and Copen.io for the most impactful, most heartwarming. LXDAO, BasePaint, EIP Fun, MyFirstLayerTwo, InBest Program, L2Beat, and Copen. Actually, Copen and then L2Beat. And we have the most exciting here. You could see. Also, by the way, one thing we're going to do in the future is have some on-chain integrations as well, so that we'll have a more fair result. I mean, it's not unfair because I think LX2 is doing great work, but also we have some improvements to work on the game because they did win all categories, and I love their pitches. But also, I really appreciate everybody's pitches too. So, anyway, that's it for the game. Basically, how are we feeling? We're all feeling good. We got lots of hearts in the eyes. So, really appreciate everybody being here, and glad you enjoyed it. And once again, you can see the comments here. I read them out before, but really appreciate everybody joining us for the Retro Pitches event. I will stop my screen share here, and thank you once again. I see Gudasol saying gotta go. Great to be with you all. Thanks. If anybody has any last comments you want to share, then feel free to share it before we wrap it up. But otherwise, we can wrap it up and maybe say go optimism together in unison. I see Alberto's on camera, Rosemary. If you all have any last thoughts, then feel free to share, and I'll give it a moment of space. Hey, Abraham.
Well, just wanted to congratulate you. I just want to congratulate you and all the team, because I see it's not only you. You guys are a team, and you're doing an awesome work. So yeah, thank you for this space, and I think that's it. And well, just wanted to remind people, since I was first, don't forget about me, InBest Program. I'll drop the link again. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Alberto. Yeah, you could find, once again, if you want to share the link in our Discord too, you can find it at optimistics.io and optimismfractal.com. We have 2 different Discords. We'd be happy to share it there. Really appreciate it. I suppose we'll wrap it up now. If Abraham or anybody wants to share a quick comment to wrap it up, or Rosemary, thanks so much, Rosemary, for helping to co-host this as well. Really appreciate it. Wouldn't be possible without you, as well as Vlad too, and everybody else on the team. I'll leave 3 seconds.
Thank you everyone for being here. Let's wrap it up.
Okay, sounds good. How about we wrap it up with a Go Optimism? I'll count down 3, 2, 1, and we'll say Go Optimism. Sounds good?
Good.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Go
Optimism!
Optimism.
Woohoo! All right. Thanks, everybody. See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
See you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.